it's Simplicity, and welcome back to part 3 of Cranbrook Lodge. So this is what our house is currently looking like. We haven't done the inside, we've just done the shell. But I'm going to go ahead and hop into floors and ceilings and do a little bit of a line right here from the outside of the garage. And then I'm going to connect it to the side of the house. So this is going to be our driveway space. I'm going to go into terrain paints and go to the stones and pavers section, and then I'm going to pick what one I want. I have a lot of custom, but I'm going to try and stick to just using like expansion based. So there's this asphalt here, which is from, I think it's, I know it's not Island Paradise, it's because Island Paradise is more bold blue. I don't know which one this is from. It's from an expansion pack. That's really all. I might, because it's not pets either, I don't know. But I'm going to use this one. No, I'm going to use the one from the expansion pack, but there is one, I'll link the expansion pack down below when I figure it out. But there is a base game one that is also really nice. I like this one because it's like a darker color, so it's kind of like a nice contrast to the house. But we're just going to go ahead and fill that in. I've got music on while I'm filming and I'm having a great time. I'm taking a break from doing my online class, so I figured we'd jump in and film a part of this. But I'm going to fill the garage in with the exact same thing. Just going to use that same asphalt here. Now it's going to look a little bit differently. In the garage it's going to look more blue. But like I will show you, like see it is the exact same one. Alright, so we're just going to fill this in. You guys, it's also in the actual flooring section. I think it's a miscellaneous. There's actually a flooring you can use in there if you don't want to use a terrain paint. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove all of this flooring that we put down, and it just leaves a nice sharp line, which I think is one of my favorite things. It's a really nice little hack. But this part's mainly going to be based on doing the outside, like landscaping and stuff like that. I'm very basic when it comes to landscaping. I'm going to take the dark dirt and the small circle and just kind of lighten up the brush a little bit, but just kind of draw over here, just make a garden. You guys can do it square or round it. It's completely up to you what you want to do. I just kind of like roughly draw because it's dirt. Like, I don't feel like dirt's meant to be nice and clean. But I am going to fix a few little spots with just the square eraser. Just because I feel like those little like parts have like a little bit of like a peak. Okay. That's good to me. Alright. So then I'm going to go ahead and hop into the rock section. I always use just the base game ones. So I'm going to use this one here. I think it's like the smallest rock. And I'm just going to turn my cheats on, which is testing cheats enabled true, linked in the description. And then I will also do moved objects on. And then to freely turn them, you just hold down on Alt. But I'm just going to kind of like loosely place down the rocks. I tend to try and use 2 different sizes, although it doesn't always work out the way that I want it. So I want to use the medium one. I do like the horizontal rock, but it never works for like anything I use, and that one's too big. That's also too big. That's kind of more for like the mountain homes. And that's a huge one. Okay, I'm going to use this medium landscape one. And just kind of place them down in here. It just kind of creates a bit of a barrier for your garden. I'm going to move this one over and rotate it a little bit. If you turn them around, they do end up actually looking like they're completely different rocks. They don't look like they're all the exact same. But you guys can do this however you want. This is completely up to you on how you do your landscaping. Alright, and then I think I'm going to use the perennial pansies from the base game. I really like the base game plants, to be honest, like for the gardens. We'll do some lazy daisies. And then maybe we'll do the semi-roses as well, just to add a little bit in. But I'm just going to place the semi-roses just on the outside of our garden. And then I'm going to use the eyedropper tool and place down the perennials, is that what I said? Just kind of place them in the garden, and then we'll take the lazy daisies as well and just fill them up with the loose space. I'm going very simple with this because it is a bit of a smaller garden, and then I can delete those two. But that's what that looks like up against the house. But if you are having a bit of a bigger garden, if you're doing this floor plan on like a bigger lot, or you placed it back farther, you can add in some, what are they? I think they're the buckhorns? Nope, they're the boxwoods. These look really well if you're doing a bigger garden, and they are like just like very good space fillers, I guess I could say. But alright, so that is good for the little front garden, and then I'm going to add in a tree. Take the middle circle and just kind of place it down randomly. I try to give them enough space so that the trees aren't going to be interrupting into the house, because if you guys played Sims 3, you know that trees can go into your house. But yeah, so I'm zooming out just to see what these trees look like. I tend to use the one from Pets, which I'm probably not going to actually use here, because I don't know, I like it, the yellow one. But like, they do have really nice trees in Pets, I will say that much. As does Supernatural. Supernatural has really nice trees. But I'm going to use the yellow cottonwood tree and just place it over here. It's a nice pop of color, and it looks really good in thumbnails if you guys are builder YouTubers. And then I do want to add in another tree at the back here. I don't know what expansion pack it's from though. But I'm going to take the terrain paint again and just do another medium circle. And just maybe we'll do it like here. I should probably be planning out the backyard and where I'm going to put the fence before I place down the trees, but no big deal. So I'm going to try and find this tree, or like fool around with a few different trees. That one's too tiny, because I don't actually know what I'm wanting to do for my trees. I have an idea of one that I actually really like. I love the looks of that house. Not that house, that tree. So you guys, it's like 8:10 at night. Normally I'm not filming this late, but I didn't want to do any more schoolwork right now, so. And then I have class tomorrow, which isn't too bad, but you guys are seeing this on a Friday. I'm filming this on a Thursday. So, I really wish I could find this tree. Okay, I think I'm going to skip until I find this tree. Never mind, I don't have to, it's right here. It's the cottonwood tree from Supernatural. But I do want to see if there's a few other options of what we could do. You guys, again, can fool around with this. Do completely different trees than what I have. You can do whatever you want. Ooh, this one looks nice. It's nice and colorful. Alright, let's see. Okay, so that cottonwood one is too little. I don't like the color of the birch tree. So we're going to use the cottonwood tree from Supernatural and place it right there. So as you guys can see, it's taller than the house, but it adds like a really nice concept. I don't know. Those are the two trees that I will tend to use the most. But that's just me. These trees obviously don't blend in with my world. I'm using Rosie's builder world, but you guys can be building this house wherever you want. And then I am going to add in a fence into the backyard. I don't know what kind of fence I want to do yet, but I am going to do a little bit of a fenced-in backyard. Now, the house is actually only a 2-bedroom house. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it is only a 2-bedroom house. But I do have plans of what I'm wanting to do for this house and how I'm wanting to decorate it. So it'll make more sense whenever we get into that. But I'm going to use the base game fence. So there's either this one here that has like the lattice on the top of it, or there's this one, or there's the freedom fence, which has like the bumpier edges. Typically I will use the one with the lattice, but I think for this house I want to use the Freedom Fence. It's from the base game. And then I'm going to hop into Create a Style. I'm going to let these patterns load on up here, but I'm going to click on this little minimize sign, that's what it's called. And it like collapses all the patterns so they're all the same. And I'm going to fool around with some different wood tones. As you guys can see, if you're using this fence, you won't want to use a horizontal wood tone. You're going to want to use a vertical one, or else it's going to look a little bit strange. But I don't know what I'm wanting. I'm kind of wanting to use a custom one, but like the base game has like great patterns. I don't know where any of these patterns came from. That's the only thing. So I'd probably have to go through my pattern and see if I can find any that are woods. But like I'm pretty sure most of these, to be honest, came from downloaded houses. And I have no idea where they're from. But I'm kind of wanting a more rustic look, I guess I could say, with my fence. Like I'm not wanting like a smooth polished wood. I'm wanting one that has a bit more like this. Like that has texture to it. And then this is, I'm just going to check and see what it looks like when the sun hits it, because the sun's coming this way. But yeah, I like, oh, okay. But yeah, I like that. I like the looks of that a lot. It's different than what I normally use, but it's nice. And so that's what I'm going to use for my fencing. Oh, no, okay. I don't want to save right now. But okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go down. Actually, so you guys, I'm just going to test something here really quick. If you're wanting to, you can add in 2 spaces right here and have a door into the back. I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, no. I feel like that's going to look kind of strange on this house. But it is completely something you could do. It's just I'm not going to this time. But I'm just going to drag this all the way, so it's going to be 7 by 18, and then I'm going to come up here so I can see where I want to put the fence on this side. So I'm going to connect it just to the house, so it'll be 4 by 6. And then we can go ahead and delete out this fence here, but there is our little fenced-in backyard. You're not going to be able to see it from the front of the house, but there is a matching gate that comes with this. This one right here. So I'm going to use the Freedom Gate, the 2-sided one, just because I feel like it makes more sense. And then I'm just going to drag over our patterns and Create a Style so that it blends in, just like that. Perfect. So that is what our fence is looking like, but if I show you from the front of the house, from where we have the tree, you're not going to be able to see it. But yeah, because of the trees in the way. But I might end up changing that. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the fence like that. So we'll have to wait and see. But I do like the sides of the yard. Like it's small, but it's not so small that you can't have anything in it. I feel like this would be a good sized yard for like young adults, but that's not the plan that I have for this house. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add in actually some windows at the back because I didn't do that for the bottom. So I'm just gonna place them underneath the same windows that we have upstairs, just like that. My one window is glitching out because I have move objects, but there we go. Okay, so we have some windows. I think that looks better, to be honest, but okay. Just adds in a little bit more natural light. And then I'm going to go back into terrain tools and take some of the dark dirt with the smallest square. I'm going to leave the brush, actually, I'm going to do the same trick that I did earlier. I'm going to take some floor tiles and lay them down from like here, connect them in through the garage. And then I'm going to put them into the foundation underneath, which isn't necessary, but it's making it easier for me. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill this in with some dirt, because I do want to kind of add in a garden. It's going to be a very small one, just a few different plants, but I feel like it makes sense to have a garden at this point in the house, just because it's like kind of an awkward space. And so I feel like we're just going to do a garden. But okay. So, what do I want to do now? I'm going to hop into buy mode. And then we're going to go into the outdoor activities and see what we can add into this backyard just to make it a little bit more homey. I think I'm going to add in a sandbox. This is from Generations, and I'm just going to place it over here because I do want to have a kid in this house as kind of like a family starter home sort of thing. And then I'm going to take the fire pit from Island Paradise and just place it down. You guys don't have to do a fireplace. You guys can do whatever you want in your backyard. It's completely up to you. I'm going to place the chairs around the fireplace, or fire pit, I guess it is. Just like that. I'm not sure if that's going to be where I leave it, but I feel like it kind of makes the most sense to just kind of have it like randomly there, because the other side is where the gate is. And then I'm going to take some of the slate stone and the terrain paints and just fill in a little circle. I guess it's going to be a bit of a big circle. Like there, just because then we have the space. And then I'm just going to kind of try and shrink the circle down a little bit. I don't know how well this is going to work. It looks like an egg, so it's not working how I planned for it to at all. Alright, so I shouldn't have done that. I should have just left it. So I'm just going to go back and add more to this circle, I think, because I'm not liking the looks of it. I don't know, maybe I won't end up keeping this. I really don't know what I'm wanting to do. No idea. I might end up changing this in the next part. We'll have to see. But you guys can let me know what you guys think about the fire pit. Because I have no idea. I don't know. I'm going to leave it for now. We'll come back to it. But I'm going to go into Ctrl-Shift-C and type in buydebug, which will be in the description. And I'm going to go into the gardening plants. And then I'm going to filter this by the base game, so that you guys don't have to have any expansion packs to have anything I'm placing down. But, so I'm going to place down some bell pepper plant. I'm going to try and do different plants per thing. We can do a grapevine. We'll put it on the other side. And then we can do a lettuce plant beside that. We can do a life fruit plant. That's a tree. I don't want to do an omni plant. We can do an onion. We'll do a potato vine on the other side. And then we can do a tomato plant and a watermelon. Perfect. So there we go. So we have a little bit of a garden that's already started off, which I am liking so far. And then I'm going to come back to the front of the house, and I think we're going to hop back into build mode, and I'm going to add a pathway from the driveway to the steps for the front of the house. So I'm going to take the... Do I want to use the same asphalt, or do I want to do like a stone? No, I don't want those ones. I think I might just use those same slate stones, to be honest. Or what do these look like? Yeah, no, I'm not using that. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to take the slate stones from the base game, and we're going to do a small circle. We'll do a medium circle. And I'm just going to draw kind of like a crooked line from the driveway to the stairs. It's not going to be perfect at all, but it's just going to kind of look like that. And then I'm going to move our mailbox and rotate it Just, maybe we'll put it like here at the front of the garden. And then an outdoor trash can I'm going to put alongside of the garage for right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it in the backyard or what I'm going to do with it yet, so it's fine right where it is. But now we have a big empty space on this side. So now I'm kind of questioning what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to move this cottonwood tree to the back right corner. And then I'm going to delete this fencing out. I'm just going to kind of play test something here, you guys. I'm going to erase this dirt out of here. And then I'm going to put some new dirt back around the tree in the corner now. Just going to take a large circle with dark dirt. We'll do a medium one and place that there. And then I'm going to take the eyedropper tool. We're going to go back into the fencing, extend it just a little bit. Okay, so it's just like 2 squares bigger than it was. So I think we're going to stick with that, and then we'll do a gate on both sides. I'm going to turn my move objects off really quick. There we go. Okay, and just place that down there. Okay, so then they can get through on this side if it doesn't work on the other side. And then I'm going to add some sand from the base game around the sand pit, because I feel like it looks kind of weird if you don't. Oh, not what I was trying to do. Okay. And then I'm going to go into the slate stones again. And I'm going to take probably the smallest circle and make some stepping stone paths. That's not the one that I wanted. As I said, the slate stones from the base game. And just do a few little stepping stone paths. It's a small, very, very decorative thing. But I just feel like it adds more to it, and so it doesn't look so plain. But yeah, so I'm just going to leave that like that for right now. And then I think I actually am going to go into the fences section again. And I think I'm going to add a front fence. It's going to be a smaller one. I'm thinking this one here from, I believe this is Into the Future. And then I'm just going to drag this from the corner. And then we'll just drag it back a little bit and then do the same thing all along this side here. It closes off the space a little bit, and I feel like it makes more sense. Okay. So that's what that looks like if you put the house up. I feel like I need to extend it on the left-hand side a little bit, but I don't know what I want to do quite yet. I think I'm going to leave it how it is just for right now, just to kind of try and think that through. But we're going to go ahead and hop into flooring and put some flooring on the patio. Right. So I typically will use stone on my front patios or wood, but I think I'm going to use a stone on this one, and I think I'm going to use a base game stone. I quite like these ones. It depends on what tone you want, but I'm going to use the random blended rough hewn stone floor and just kind of put that down everywhere on the front patio. So there's that. I think it looks quite nice. It's got a very nice color scheme to go with the house. Looks a little bit weird with wood stairs, but it's really not too bad. And then I am going to actually add in some outdoor lighting. I'm going to use the ones from World Adventures, I think. But there is base game ones, but I'm going to use the ones from World Adventures. The dependable little light. And we will do some black ones and just place 2 of them on the front patio here. And then I'm going to put 1 on the corner of the garage and 1 on the side of the house. Because if you try and place it here, it might look a little weird and draw more attention to the side of the, how the siding looks. So we'll just place 1 on the side of the house, and then there is some light that if your Sims are coming home late that they can still see. And you could add some in the back here if you're wanting to as well, because of the fire pit. But the lighting that I will typically use outside, I have a little bit of a trick where I add in some lighting under my plants. I use these base game ones here, the ankle height light. So that's what these look like. But I won't use them at our garden here. I'll use them at the front that we did. and I'll just kind of hide them underneath the plants. You'll need move objects on for this, so I'm going to type that in by using Control Shift C again, and then I'll hop down just so I can see. But alright, so I'm going to hide them behind the plant or within the plant so that you can't see them, but it just casts off a little bit of light and just kind of brightens things up a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see a difference, but it's something I like to do. It's definitely not a necessary step, but I feel like it makes the house look just a little bit better. So that's what that part looks like. And then if I turn this back into daytime, I think I'm going to actually extend this fence over here on the right hand side, the one from Into the Future. I'm not really liking the length of where I have it, but I'm going to have to probably, I could do it way back here, but I feel like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I think I'm going to do it from, yeah, I like that, okay. So we're going to do it from the length of the house, so right where that back part of the house starts. I have to delete out this entire thing though, else it's going to have that weird post in the middle, which like kind of separates it, which I'm not wanting. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. For some reason it won't let me click and drag to delete this entire section, so I'm going to individually click off of them. And then we'll just add some more in. Alright, so I'm going to turn it and then just drag it in from here. So then it meets up with the house. I think that looks a lot better. Okay, so I think that's all we're going to go ahead and do for this part, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this part. If you did, you can go ahead and hit that like button down below. If you guys want to see some more videos from me, you can go ahead and subscribe down below. And if you're already subscribed and want notifications for when I post, you can go ahead and click that little bell down below. I hope you guys are enjoying the new intro that was on this video as well. There is a new outro that is about to pop up at the end of this video as well. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed and are really liking how this house is turning out. I am, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Okay, bye guys! Watching it end again and again. I feel it